Okay. I'm doing this as a video response to Dave's 5 best and 5 worst tech purchases. So I'm gonna start off by showing you my 5 worst tech purchases that I've ever made. Well, that I can remember anyway. So, coming in at number 5. My mobile phone. It's a Nokia something something something. Everyone has this phone because it's the cheapest model available. I don't know, it takes calls, it sends text messages, it takes photos, but it can't send or receive picture messages, even though it thinks it can. The only problem with it is, if you get too many messages in it, it like slows down to a snail's crawl, and then you have to spend like about half an hour deleting them. Like, you can just do the whole mark all thing, but then it just still spends ages trying to delete them. And if you don't do that, then it's just really slow. Like, one time I turned it on, one time I was unlocking it, and it took a full like 1 minute and 30 seconds to unlock after I pressed the button combination. So yeah, I would not recommend this model to anyone, even though I could just have a dodgy one. So I don't know, I've had bad experiences with it. My 4th worst tech purchase is my MP3 player. This is a Philips Go Gear Mix 2GB. Now, it's a grand MP3 player. In fact, it's a very good one. The only problem is, a few weeks after I bought it, I got a PSP Go, and I bring that with me everywhere. So yeah, this was just a bit of a waste of money, really. Now, my third worst tech purchases are my alarm clocks. I have a really, really bad history with alarm clocks. My first one was it ticked really, really loudly. It was an analog clock, and it kept ticking, so I could never sleep in the same room as it. I'd always have to get up at around 2 in the morning and just throw it out the window. Or not throw it out the window, throw it outside my bedroom, like put it across the hall or something, just because I couldn't sleep with the amount of ticking it was doing. So that led me to buy this. This is my second. It's Philips again, actually. Maybe I buy a lot of Philips stuff. Anyway, it's a Philips dual alarm something something alarm clock, and this is a perfect alarm clock. This does everything I need. It's got a radio, it's got its own alarm clock, it plays CDs, and you can use them as the alarm. You can set 2 alarms on it, so you can have one that wakes you up and then one a few hours later when you're actually going to get up, because let's be honest, none of us ever get up on the first alarm. It's got a big button on the top that you hit it to snooze. It's perfect. The only problem with it is that the screen is always glowing. It goes brighter when the radio is on, but there's always a backlight on, which means that it lights my bedroom up bright green, and I cannot sleep in a bright green room because it's very bright. So this was a really bad purchase again. And my 3rd alarm clock is one that my dad gave me for Christmas. Now, this one does exactly what it says on the tin. You set the alarm, this little bugger flies off, gets lost in your room somewhere, and the alarm doesn't shut off until you get up, find it, and put it back. It is torture. Sometimes it'll get stuck under your wardrobe, or on top of it, or you just wake up and you didn't spot where it's going, so you're groggily looking for it. I've been looking for this helicopter thing for 15 solid minutes, just after getting up. That is not the way anyone ever wants to start their day. Although I have to admit, it is a fun toy. This is how it starts off with the alarm. And then it's gone around the room somewhere for you to find it. And that alarm keeps going if it's actually an alarm that's gone off. So yeah, alarm clocks. One of my worst purchases ever. Now, coming in at number 2, it was a close race, but it's this. A Dell XPS 1521 or something like that. This laptop gave me more headaches than any other piece of tech that I have ever had the misfortune to own. First of all, because I got the expanded battery, it doesn't fit in my locker in college. It's too heavy to carry around with me in college anyway. And I mean, those are fine, yeah, they're not big deals. The software and the hardware is also incredibly broken. When I first got it, one of the buttons didn't work, so I had to get the keyboard replaced. Then, after that, after the keyboard was replaced, the casing was cracked, and you'll notice here, but you probably won't be able to see it, but this part has been loose ever since, and there's a crack in the back here on this hinge. The space button has gone dodgy. What else is wrong with it? It rejected its own screen. It came with Windows Vista, and everyone knows how bad Vista is, but this machine actually stopped recognizing its own screen. So I had to install Ubuntu Linux on it. And the version that I installed at first, which was 8.04 I think, was completely incompatible with it. It didn't work half the drivers, you couldn't get the wireless internet. Oh, this thing, it just gave me so many nightmares. Eventually I have it working now with Ubuntu 9.04 and it's perfect. It does the job, it does everything grand. But because of the amount of headaches that this machine gave me over about the first year that I had it, it comes in at number 2. And now, my number 1 worst tech purchase that I ever made isn't actually a purchase I made. It's something my man bought, but it's in the family, and I suppose it's bad enough to kind of overflow and spill into everyone's worst purchases, really. It is the Wii Fit. Not only did we buy the Wii Fit, but we bought the Wii just for Wii Fit. I didn't want to get it, really. I mean, in all honesty, I don't like the Wii. It's not the kind of console I play. It has about 4 games. It has about 4 games that I actually want to play on it. But for some reason, my mum decided Wii Fit was the way to go. So she brought it home, and I think all of us used it. I ended up using it as well for about a week. All of us used it for about a week. And I don't think the Wii and definitely not the Wii Fit has been touched ever since. So, those are my top 5 worst tech purchases of all time. Let's get a bit positive, and I'm going to show you my top 5 best tech purchases of all time.